Hi everyone, it's Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. Hope you're all well. Start a quick look at what's out to buy in the shops and online. 3 films, a box set and a documentary this week. So we're quietening down. It's near Christmas now, so it's quietening down now. So let's go through these. Please push the old subscribe button, that'd be great, and the bell notifications when you know when these reviews and information vlogs are coming out on movies, etc. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. Right, the first one we're going to look at, possibly the biggest of the 3, but obviously the next one I'll talk about is quite big as well, is Angel Has Fallen, a 15 rating. It's £10 on DVD, £15 on Blu-ray and £20 on 4K. Got the old 4K there. Of course, it's an action thriller, stars Gerard, Butler, Morgan Freeman, Jada Pinkett Smith, Lance Reddick and Tim Blake Nelson. Directed by Rick Roman Wath. Synopsis, plot. When there is an assassination attempt on US President Alan Trumbull for Morgan Freeman, his trusted confidant, Secret Service agent Mike Banning, Gerard Butler, is wrongfully accused and taken into custody. After escaping from capture, he becomes a man on the run and must evade his own agency and outsmart the FBI in order to find the real threat to the president. Desperate to uncover the truth, Banning turns to unlikely allies to help clear his name, keep his family from harm and save the country from imminent danger, and probably go on to save the world as well. User rating, IMDb, Internet Movie Database. It's got a healthy 6.4 out of 10, which is a bit higher than I thought, actually, because there's a lot of negativity about this when it first came out. Claudio Carvalho, one of the users, on the 3rd of December 2019, rated this 7 out of 10. He wrote, Angel Has Fallen is a full-of-action thriller in the 3rd film of the Mike Banning's franchise. The plot is engaging but predictable, and with a great cast and action scenes, the film never disappoints, and the fans of the genre will certainly enjoy the adventure of Mike Banning. My vote is 7 out of 10. So that's a good. The critics didn't like it too much. The Metascore rating, which is the critics rating, obviously, on IMDb, they've only given it 4.5 out of 10. This is probably summed up by the Rap's Todd Gilchrist, who goes on to say, no one has ever accused a Gerard Butler action movie of being too smart, but Angel Has Fallen operates on such a level of half-considered logic and improbable motivations that even moderately well-mounted action can't distract audiences from how dumb it is. Bit harsh. My little review I did for MovieGameNostalgia.com, my website. Just a brief summary of that. Formulaic stuff in this 3rd of the franchise. Some good action stuff, both early and later on, but a long middle that is very predictable and mostly obvious. I gave it 6 out of 10, as it's always nice to see Morgan Freeman and Nick Nolte. Yeah, I mean, I give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, it was like Nick Nolte was in Nick Nolte, you know, but I've got to give it something, because it's... we don't see him often enough now, do we? And he's actually improved with age. He actually seems to be doing a far better job now than perhaps he did when he was younger, Nick Nolte. So I enjoy watching that. But yeah, I give it a watchable rating of 6 out of 10. It is bog standard stuff of the 3 Has Fallen films. Obviously, there's been 3 now. This is the 3rd. You know, it's probably perhaps not as good as the other 2, but it is formulaic. Good action. If you like a good action thriller, just sit and turn your brain off and enjoy it for what it is. On to the next thing. Well, we've got the scary one. We've got Crawl, which is a 15 rating. £10 on DVD, £15 on Blu-ray. An hour and 27 minutes of drama, action, horror. As a Category 5 hurricane tears through Florida, Haley rushes to find her father, who is injured and trapped in the crawl space of their home. Hence the name. With the storm intensifying and water levels rising, the pair face an even more terrifying threat lurking below the surface. From producer Sam Raimi of The Evil Dead and director Alexander Aja, The Hills Have Eyes, Crawl is a nail-biting thriller from start to finish. Well, that's the blurb that they put out anyway. So obviously, as we say, directed by Alexander Aja, writers Michael Rasmussen and Sean Rasmussen, so co-writing that. Stars Kea Scodelario, Barry Pepper and Morfydd Clark. It got a critics rating 6 out of 10, which isn't too bad, is it? The Hollywood Reporter, John Defoe, he gave it 6 out of 10. He went on to say, accepting the film's own standard of plausibility, thrill seekers should appreciate the brisk pace with which scares, setbacks and possible escapes are delivered. User rating slightly higher, so not overly impressive, 6.2 out of 10. Aidan Rates Movies wrote on the 23rd of November, Crawl may manage to provoke some frightening scenes and tension without, but the film is fundamentally flawed as a film itself, lacking a true compelling story or anything to care about other than not getting eaten. Scodelario makes a good performance, or at least a decent one, in a crowd of shotty ones. Her delivery of the lines in a script, which dialogue is undeniably filler, is what truly makes her better than the rest. The film does start out entertaining, but tends to drag as the situation seems to get sillier and sillier to fill the runtime. The CGI varies from decent to obvious, and the direction makes the film seem slightly more impressive than it is. In the end, Crawl proves to have an interesting concept, and at times can be exciting, but there is nothing quite else that makes it truly remarkable, or for that matter, truly enjoyable. It gets caught in its own trap of simply not knowing where to head with its own material, and at times become frustratingly dull. My little review for it, I enjoyed Crawl, basically. I did write, once our heroes make an appearance, the alligators, the film moves up a notch. Compares favourably such things as Lake Placid and well acted, and the claustrophobic feel to the movie just adds to it. One of the better recent creature features. And I give it 7 out of 10. The reviewer then I've just went through Aidan Rates Movies. He gave it 6.5 out of 10, even though it's quite scathing. So yeah, I give it 7 out of 10. It is another turn your brain off and just enjoy it. I did enjoy it, as I say. If you like things like Lake Placid, to say it's not as widely shot as that. Obviously, it's basically a couple of scenes, in a cellar and obviously the street outside. But no, I give it 7 out of 10. It's a good watch, Crawl. Good creature feature, in my opinion. On to the last film. We've got Good Boys, which is a 15 rating, £10 on DVD, £15 on Blu-ray, an hour and 30 minutes, a comedy adventure. 3 6th grade boys ditch school and embark on an epic journey while carrying accidentally stolen drugs, being hunted by teenage girls and trying to make their way home in time for a long-awaited party. It was directed by Gene Stupnitsky, written by Lee Eisenberg and Gene Stupnitsky, and stars Jacob Tremblay, Keith L. Williams, and Brady New. It got a critics rating, so the critics quite liked it. 6 out of 10. The Guardian actually give it 6 out of 10. They went on to say, there's just one problem. It's most of the same jokes over and over. Cute kids cursing and not understanding sex stuff. Users, bit kinder, 6.7 out of 10. Front Row Reviews wrote on the 26th of November that he scored it 6 out of 10. Crude, lewd and rude. Good Boys pushes the envelope for some cheap laughs, but I still laughed in parts. It attempts to take the relative innocence of elementary school-aged children, mix it with teenage antics and adult humour. Oh yeah, and they have really, really bad potty mouth. So even though this movie had some laugh-out-loud moments, I just wasn't feeling it. I get the reason behind it and how that some of the gags wouldn't work unless it was played out by preteen boys. This is not a movie for kids. This is an adult movie. I can't recommend it. It was okay, but I feel other movies with boys the same age, like The Sandlot, the classic, or The Sandlot Kids, as we know it in the UK, to be much more funny and heartwarming. Definitely, those movies last. They stick with you. They do. Good Boys isn't like that at all. Worth a watch, but nothing special. And he gave it 6 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to add to that. I was very disappointed with it. I'd say I was watching young lads being filthy mouthed in a film obviously aimed at adults. It had its moments, but again, I mean, I give it a 5.5 to a 6 out of 10. I would probably say watchable if you're into that sort of thing. But to compare it to the Sandlot Kids, I mean, if you're thinking you're going to watch something like the Sandlot Kids, forget it. I mean, that is Oscar worthy stuff compared to Good Boys, which I was a bit disappointed with. And onto the box set, it's The Accident, which was a thriller on, I think it was on the ITV, was it? One of the independent channels, ITV or Channel 5, I'm not too sure offhand. £13 on DVD, a drama thriller. 4 episodes. A Welsh community devastated by tragedy is forced to confront difficult truths amid the search for justice. It starred the wonderful Sarah Lancashire, Sidse, Babett, Knudsen, and Joanna Scanlan. The user reviews, it's only got a 5.7 out of 10 from the user reviews. Sleeping Dragon gave it 6 out of 10. He went on to say, The Accident has come in for some really harsh criticism. It has. Some of these criticisms are fair, some are unjustified. Over 4 parts, it's quite well paced. It's certainly dramatic with some good moments. Aside from the accident itself, it deals with poverty and domestic violence. Yeah, I mean, it's very Certain scenes are very powerful and quite scary. Relevant topics for 2019. The acting is very good. Lancashire, despite her accent, is very good, as is Joanna Scanlan. One of the main irritations, the accents. I speak as a Welshman, and it's true some are terrible and do irk somewhat. Lancashire did need to be made Welsh. I would agree the direction is a little chunky. Stick with it. For the most part, it's worth seeing, and I give it a 6 out of 10. I did a little review on MGN for this as well, and I give it a 6 out of 10 as well. I thought it was really. It started off well. Episode 1 was excellent, and it did deteriorate. I give episode 1 a 7.5 out of 10 actually, but then unfortunately it did. And 4 episodes was enough. I don't think they could have done it for 6 or 8 episodes. I think 4 episodes was okay. So I give it a 6.5 out of 10 by the end of it, even though it did start off episode 1 really, really well. And most of the questions were answered, and the acting was okay. And yeah, I'm not Welsh. I don't know how close the Welsh accents were. Probably as good as I can do. So I can appreciate them criticisms, but hey, you've got to go with things like that, haven't you? I mean, people are only acting. But when I've watched something of The Crown recently with the Aberfan disaster in Wales in the 60s, and there were elements of that in the thing. Obviously, you can't compare to the Aberfan thing. That was a true story. This is fiction. But yeah, I mean, I quite like the accident, but I give it a 6.5 rating out of 10. It's a good little drama, and if you've not seen it and you like to collect the box sets, please. The thing we're going to look at is a little thing called Western Stars. It's a documentary. Directed and starred by Bruce Springsteen, also co-directed with Tom Zimmer. It's a live concert performance of Bruce Springsteen singing songs from his album Western Stars. So if you're into that, obviously, sort of thing. It's got a critics rating of 8 out of 10. Empire's Ian Frey give it 8 out of 10. He goes on to say, Western Stars is not only a concert film presenting 13 Springsteen bangers plus one great cover, showcasing his charisma, wit, thoughtfulness and vulnerability. It emerges as a telling portrait of one of music's modern greats. It's got a user rating of 7.7, so only slightly less. I Love Food Coma wrote on the 1st of November, giving it 8 out of 10. What a unique way to introduce his new music to his fans. I feel like I get to know more about him more deep down. He has such a great voice doing the narrative. Also very personal as well, not to mention how beautiful music is. What a treat watching this special. Did enjoy that, didn't they? So you can tell by the scores there. So that's it, really. So we've got Angel Has Fallen, a 15 rating, available £10, £15 and £20 for DVD, Blu-ray and 4K. Crawls are 15, that's available £10 DVD, £15 Blu-ray. Good Boys is available £10 DVD, £15 Blu-ray, that's a 15 as well. And just to finish the 15s, The Accident is a box set. User rating 5.7 out of 10, and the episode's got 6.1 to 6.4. 4 episodes. Yeah, I mean, I give it 6 to 6.5. Even though episode 1 I thought was excellent, and it did deteriorate slightly. But that's The Accident. That's available. 15 rating, £13 on DVD. And Western Stars documentary with the wonderful Bruce Springsteen. £15 on DVD, £20 on Blu-ray. And that's getting overall 7.7 out of 10 rating. And just under an hour and a half. That's 83 minutes as well, that documentary. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please push the old subscribe button and the notifications. All my links are below for Twitter and Facebook, and obviously I'm on Bernardine YouTube with all these reviews and board game reviews, poster reviews, information on films, etc., etc. And obviously, if you're into football, my Manchester City vlogs are on there, past and present. So City's history and City now. So if you're into that, please have a look on this Bernardine YouTube and have a look at my Citizen vlogs, which there's quite a few of those now as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you joined me. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and especially look after your family. And hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.